We are reacting to one of my favorite chefs, and he's a half Italian chef, Chef Pierre, who unfortunately have decided to take a little break lately, so I really miss him, and he has shared the $1 million Fettuccine Alfredo secret. Do you think he can make Alfredo sauce? Let's see. Before we start, I just want you to know that Alfredo sauce, it was invented in Rome at the restaurant Alfredo La Scrofa, and basically it's a combination of butter, Parmigiano Reggiano, pasta water, and fresh fettuccine pasta, okay? Now, this recipe is not really common in Italy unless you call it pasta al burro, so butter pasta. Pasta al burro is made very similar way of Alfredo pasta. It's made with any type of pasta shape that you like, and it's a combination of butter, pasta water, and Parmigiano Reggiano or pecorino. Now, the Alfredo made in America, which includes cream, chicken, and herbs, whatever, this is not the Alfredo to me. You can change the name because the Alfredo is the one you find in Rome at the famous Alfredo restaurant. Whatever you find in America, overcomplicated recipe, you should change name because it's definitely not Alfredo. Let's see what Chef Pierre does.
With you, a recipe that I made over 1 million times. Wait until you test it, and wait until you see how simple it is, friends. Fettuccine Alfredo, pasta, Parmigiano Reggiano, and cream and black pepper. That was 4.
Oh wow, okay, you did use cream. Interesting, okay, wow, okay. Guys, please go and watch my latest ultimate Alfredo sauce. I believe I made the best, most incredible Alfredo sauce you will find online, and I used the original recipe, and I believe I took it to the next level. I improved it. So please go and watch it, make it, try it, and let me know what you think. I really care a lot about this because I did want to do an experiment to improve it, and I did it.
Let's see. Got hot water going on over there. We're gonna put salt. I'm gonna tell you about it. Put a little salt in there, the water. Look, see?
Honestly, why do you need cream when you can actually have a combination of butter and pecorino or parmigiano to make the cream? At least it didn't use parsley, no herbs. Cream is a way, used to be used, still I guess today, a way for chefs to make pastas like carbonara or cacio e pepe, to make a pasta that by the time you get it from the kitchen, easy of course to cook and mix, it gets delivered to the table, okay? Even though if the plate is waiting in the kitchen to be picked up by the waiter, it's still okay because the cream is not gonna become stiff too quick. By the time it gets to the table, it will still be creamy and warm, hot, and so the person at the table can still finish the conversation and then start eating, and that pasta will still be creamy. If you make carbonara, cacio Alfredo the right way, and from the kitchen, the pasta is waiting for the waiter to pick it up, and then it gets to the table a little bit late, and then the person at the table is having a conversation, there's a chance that that dish at that point is starting to become, getting stuck together, like the creaminess is not there anymore, it becomes dry.
Oh, yeah. The pasta is now happy. We're gonna cook it very quick. And the way I'm sharing it with you is the way I want you to make it. If you wanna make it the same way that I made it in my restaurant all those years, my friends. It's amazing. I promise you, you're gonna love it. And it's very simple. Heavy whipping cream, then is reduced to the right consistency and thickened with Parmigiano Reggiano. It's really that simple. Parmigiano Reggiano, you put it in the sauce, in the cream, you mix it up. Now, we don't need to put any more salt in there, friends, because we got the salt in the cheese, we got the salt in the pasta water.
Good point, yeah, very good point. Cheese is salty, pasta water is salty. Fantastic.
That's all we need. All we need to do now, at this point, is to bring the consistency of this cream to where it stays on top of the pasta. Parmigiano Reggiano is a perfect cheese, and you see, look, it's thickening. It's thickening. Now, what pasta can we use? Well, fettuccine is more standard. It's more standard to use fettuccine, but you can use tagliatelle, you can use pappardelle, which is a last fettuccine.
Fettuccine and tagliatelle are very similar. One is a bit wider than the other. Pappardelle, why not? I mean, why not? Yeah, of course.
Whatever pasta you use, friends, it's up to you.
I think flat noodles in this case are the best option to absorb the sauce, because spaghetti won't really absorb that sauce as much. But short pasta, like you said, short pasta will be good. Ravioli will be good. When I was a kid, one of my favorite pasta was ravioli stuffed with porcini mushrooms and ricotta. My neighbor used to make it. And then put cream on top, like heavy cream all over the top. That was my favorite dish growing up. I probably still love it today. Unfortunately, she's not around anymore, but that was one of her specialty.
There's no right or wrong or what pasta you use. It's whatever makes you happy.
It's true, I completely agree. Just the spaghetti don't absorb much. So rigatoni, ravioli, tortellini, penne would be good, you know. Something absorbs the sauce.
That's what's important. When you have a fresh pasta, friends,
that pasta is not fresh. That pasta is probably made with eggs, but it's dried, okay? So it's a fresh egg pasta, but dried. Brands like Barilla, Murisana, even the Cecco, they make the pasta like this. I'm not saying it's bad, no. It is made with eggs, but it's, okay, think of a fresh pasta made with eggs, but dried, okay? There is a system the pasta factory use, so the pasta stays fresh for a long period of time, and they can sell it to you in a packet, okay?
It's only gonna take about 3 minutes. So if you start the cream and the cream started to thicken, you know that's all you really need, friends. You see right there, look, starting to thicken. You see? That's what we want. That's all we want. The cheese is melting beautifully, okay? Remember now, you have to use Parmigiano Reggiano. Don't go, do me a favor, please. If you're buying that stuff in a green box, do yourself a favor, friends. Go and get yourself a pound or a half a pounder.
It's true. Don't buy the green box because it's fake cheese, it's not Parmigiano. And you know what? You still pay the same amount that you pay for a Grana Padano or a young Parmigiano. A 12 months Parmigiano, okay, or a Grana Padano, a young Grana Padano, it will cost the same as the one is talking in the green box. Maybe $1 more, $2 more, but you know, it's pretty much the same. Of course, if you get a 30 months old Parmigiano Reggiano, 40 months old, it's more expensive, okay? But you can get a 12 months, 18 months, 24 months Parmigiano for a good price. So keep an eye for it, keep an eye out. It makes a huge difference.
Of Parmigiano Reggiano. 24 months, 36 months. Buy whichever one you can afford, and I promise you, you'll do it. One time, you'll never go back to that green box.
Well done, well said. Merci beaucoup for saying that. Well done, Jean-Pierre, well done. So I love you so much. You're so passionate, just like me.
I promise you, friends, this is completely, it doesn't even taste like the same thing in a green box. Okay, friends? Look, you see? Look. You see that cream? You see that cream, friends? Now, what the Italian will do is they do, like when they do for the carbonara, where they put a little bit of pasta water in there. We're going to do that as well.
No, but don't say that, Jean-Pierre, please. We don't do the carbonara like this. We don't put a cream in the carbonara. So don't say Italians do. Please don't do that. You say everything's so good. Come on, don't say that. Okay? No, we don't do cream in carbonara. No cream in carbonara.
Well, a little bit of pasta water. But the sauce is made with a cream, okay?
To be honest, it's got lots of cream. It's watery enough, when I say like liquid enough because of the cream, so you don't need pasta water in this case. Plastic or fresh pasta, the pasta just needs to absorb the liquid, and there is probably way too much liquid for the pasta used. So definitely you don't need any more liquid from pasta water.
The sauce, I make it. That's the way I make it. That's the way.
The reason why you add pasta water in the dish, most of the case, is to combine the ingredients. That's the important thing. But also, it kind of, let's say you don't have enough sauce, the pasta water creates more sauce, okay? In the carbonara, you got a thick sauce, the pasta water releases more sauce, if you know what I mean. Does it make sense what I'm trying to say? It kind of make it a little bit more runny, it kind of releases it, so it spreads more, the sauce spreads more.
Where they put a little bit of pasta water in there, we're going to do that as well, a little bit of pasta water. But the sauce is made with a cream, okay? The sauce, I make it. That's the way I make it. That's the way I made it in my restaurant. That's the way I made it in my school. That's the way I made it in my whole career, okay? And the pasta...
Hey, I hope you didn't make carbonara with the cream for your career.
Pastas are done. Remember, they only take a few minutes, friends. Fresh pasta, that is, okay? Otherwise, if you're using a dry pasta, which is nothing wrong with it, using a dry pasta, but a dry pasta is going to take about 10 minutes to cook.
That's right. Depends on the shape. Average 10 minutes, just like you said, if you use a good pasta. Although if you use cheap pasta, they cook in probably 7-8 minutes. But 10 minutes, average spaghetti, good quality spaghetti brand will take 10 minutes. Fettuccine dry, fettuccelle could take about 11 minutes. Penne could take 12-30 minutes. Rigatoni could take 30 minutes. It really depends. So fresh pasta is the best option.
It's the brand you're using, okay? But the fresh pasta, and right there, friends, I have about 8 ounces of pasta, which is perfect for 2 servings right there. Okay, leave some of the pasta water. Not to worry. Leave some of the pasta water in there, friends. Okay? Lift some of the pasta water right there.
He's using a beautiful fork to mix the pasta. That's the perfect fork I like to use for porchetta. So, I love it.
Yes, sirree. Right there.
See, there is a lot of cream. There's a lot of cream, so the pasta needs to absorb the cream, so you don't want to add any pasta water because now the pasta needs to work very hard to absorb all the cream. So if you use spaghetti, it will be very hard to absorb all the cream. If you use a dry pasta, it will be also hard because fresh pasta absorbs the sauce more, especially the noodles. Like in this case, I would say use pappardelle because of that much sauce you use, pappardelle will absorb even more. So flat noodles, fresh flat noodles, best option.
Right there, you got a fettuccine Alfredo, friends. Yeah. And then we're gonna put some extra fettuccine, some extra cheese right there. And then we're gonna put a little more cheese at the end.
The extra cheese he added actually helps to thicken up and to absorb the sauce more. It's just the reaction.
And this, friends, is amazing. Take all the water out. You can continue cooking it just a little bit. And this, my friends, I'm gonna put it in my bowl right there. Some people said, "Oh, this is just an appetizer." Well, it's supposed to be an appetizer, friends.
Appetizer? I mean, that's a meal for me. I have that. I'm good. I don't need an appetizer as appetizer. That's a great pasta. That's gonna fill me up. Really? It's got fresh pasta, has proteins from the eggs. I've got the cream. I've got the cheese. What more do I need? It's perfect.
It's supposed to be just an appetizer. We can take a ladle and take some of the pasta in there. Put it in a ladle and twist it around and turn the heat off. And twist it around, twist it around, twist it around, twist it around. And we go right in there, my friends. Now you want to put more on it, and you go right ahead and you serve it more. But this is really delicate right there, friends. You see? Right there, let's turn this off. Take a little bit of Parmigiano Reggiano.
Well, that portion is an appetizer, yeah, of course. I mean, I need more to make the meal, but that's definitely an appetizer. Guys, I think for a standard American household, I think this is a lot better than what I see in other videos. I will never use the cream, but I think for a standard American, this is great.
At the end, just a little bit to make it more fancy. I know some of you are saying, that's not even to get me started. I don't blame you, friends. And look at this, you see? That's all you do. Right there, my friends.
I like the additional pepper. Pepper doesn't go in the original Alfredo, but adding pepper is personal. You can add chili, pepper, I think it's personal. Parsley, basil, no needed. But the pepper, I think it's good.
It's the way I've been making it for the last 50 years.
Yeah, wow. No cream in Alfredo, definitely no cream in carbonara.
Try, friends, because I promise you, this is elegant, this is delicious, and it's such a perfect starter for a beautiful dinner.
All right, call it starter. Okay, he probably likes to have big meals, but to me, it's just perfect as a meal. Especially, look, I'll say, you know, in Italy, people don't put on weight and they eat pasta every day. I was in Italy not long ago. I was there for 6 weeks. I came back to Australia and lost 3 kilos. I walked a lot. I ate pasta every single day for lunch. At dinner time, you have grilled fish. You have meat. Don't fill you up too much before bed, okay? So try to have pastas for lunch, you know, or cook pasta the night before and bring it to lunch the day after when you go to work. Or have pasta for lunch. Fill you up your belly for lunch, so you got all day to digest, okay? But yeah, having this as an appetizer, it could be an option if you like to have big meal. Otherwise, if it's good for me as a meal for dinner, it's just perfect as it is. I like Jean-Pierre. I wouldn't say anything wrong about him, even if he does something wrong. I'm on his side. But yeah, I wish he didn't use the cream because everything else was beautiful. Guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed Jean-Pierre as much as I do. I love his accent. I love his personality. I really miss him. He's not on YouTube at the moment, so if you want to go and write a message to him on Facebook and YouTube, tell him, please do more videos. We miss you. But if he wants to have a break, I completely understand. So yeah, I just want you to know that I love the character. He's been a great personality for the online community. Shared beautiful recipes and lots of respect for him because his passion is contagious. I hope you enjoyed. I will see you in the next Vincenzo's Plate video recipe. E ora si mangia Alfredo sauce, please without cream. Ciao.